All right, so this episode we're continuing on to figure out what's going on with Alamja and their whole abducting people and doing stuff. Clearly, we're trying to build up towards the fight with Ifrit. We helped Thancred do the investigation out in the middle of Thanalan. We learned about materia, which I didn't care about at all, and now we're working on some affiliates, just waiting for me to say, yeah, I'm ready to go. So we're here, so yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's go. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet the Almjad to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will be present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Almjad responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Almjad are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Tiberius. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will soon join you as he is able. Until such a time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me to tell you to save some for him, such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. I mean, like, alright, sure. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know if it's just because I'm guessing the only reason they really trust me the way they do is because one, got to get the ball rolling, but also because I have the echo, and the thought at this time is like, people that suck can't have the echo. So, I just realized I can tell. We're gonna try and get some of this part sped up. So I will spend a little bit of money, and we can teleport around. So we'll just teleport straight to Camp Diabone in this instance. Like I'm all like, as I said, we love choco porters, but also we like, moving things along. We don't want like half the episode to just be me dropping my controller on the floor and taking choco porters places. You ever drop something on the floor and then it bounces and like rolls as far away from you as possible? Such as the times we live in. Ah, you're Tiberius Fox of the Signs? My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Alamja and prize them of their whereabouts of the abductees. The lizard men aren't aware of their man. Ungust has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet with the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of this mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, so we must requested the aid of the Scions. The way they word stuff sometimes. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Alamjad plot and the mission succeeds, Tiberius. Let's make sure it does. I almost want to say, like, there is no, like, oh yeah, we're going to learn more. Like, everything, I think, maybe I'm misremembering it, but does it just go sideways and then that's like, they're like, yeah, we're going to summon Ifrit now. I could be, like, again, I couldn't be misremembering that. Like, again, that's part of the big reason I'm doing this. I don't remember a lot of stuff. It's like, yeah, we fought Ifrit. Like, why and what it led up to that and all that stuff. I don't remember, like, any of that stuff. So, like, I remember bits and pieces, and my brain kind of just puts it together. So, I don't remember if, like, they blow it and then everything, they're like, yeah, no, it turns out the thing we thought we were just, like, gonna show up for, yeah, it was summoning Ifrit. So, it could be Ifrit, since the name of this, I just noticed the name of the mission is Lord of the Inferno. So, I mean, that even more so double down on that thought, but we'll see. That's right, I'm not gonna finish my Chocobo port. Because I don't have to. Solo duty. Is the bait in place? Our man's in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as Alam Jah appear. Yes, sir. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. It was an ambush the whole time. It's a double ambush. That guy betrayed us too. What? That goob? I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the mortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? It was almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Aye, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. Do you not know who I am? This will be a good test for the audio thing to see if it looks good. It hears okay or not. Imagine being the Alamja and you're just sitting there and you're doing everything. You have this giant squad that shows up, and they just suddenly get handled by like 5 people in like less than 30 seconds. That would be so embarrassing. You'd be like, well, this didn't go quite how I planned, did it? Get handled. See, they make it look like we were overwhelmed. We were not overwhelmed at all. Put up your weapon, or your comrade's a dead man. Behind you! Oh, sleepy sleep. Nighty-night. That's why that looked like a fireball, but apparently it's sleepy sleep time. Bring him. The rest of you, march. Traitorous scum. Yeah, this has got to lead up to like the Ifrit fight. I fear the Elamjam mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death, with steel in hand. The Bowl of Ember is now accessible. Alright. Alright. So yeah, fighting Ifrit actually, I remember playing the hard Ifrit was actually a bit harder because you had to kill the nails, and if you weren't like really Johnny on the spot, back in the day anyway, I don't know how hard it would be now. Not getting those nails, because like on the hard one there was like way more. In the regular one there's just one. So I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, hopefully we can get through this quick. I doubt we get to Titan tonight, but we probably might be able to get through another dungeon. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll hold this and then we'll come back when it pops. Alright, it's that time. Let's see what we can do different. I personally think this is going to be a steamroll, but we'll see. Still, we're here for the story, not for the steamroll, but we'll take both. Good thing is Q didn't take that long. It only took like maybe like 4 or 5 minutes. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from our misery. Almighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. I'm not gonna lie, it's like cool imagery at the very least. Like if you wanted to intimidate somebody, that's the way to do it. Almighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not your godhead. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells. Bring those two as well. Ugh. Oh, they tied up that guy. What's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the right of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No, spare me, I beg you. Well, you kind of brought this one on yourself, dude. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as loyal minions, feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. Y'all about to get tempered? Almighty Ifrit. Ooh. He's going all in on that one. Your words are my bread. Weird. Impossible. By what sorcery do you resist the master's will? Well, you know, there's some explanations about that, but you know. Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another? Yes, is the only explanation. Or that I'm just that much of a Chad. I don't know, that could be it too. Let's scrap. Forsooth, thy frail mortal flame can serve as a vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon ye. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art the godless blessed number. The paragons warned of thine abhorrent kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered. Alright. You want to dance? Put the music on. Dude over here going, how long is the cutscene? It's long, dude. ARR cutscenes are long. I'll do them a solid and mark it as a 1, just in case they don't know. Doing it. I reserve the right. I'm honestly kind of surprised I didn't kill him outright. Limit breaks are not weak, but they're not like the strongest thing ever either. Ice Ice Baby. Yeah, people don't know, but that's okay. It's like, oh no, it's watching cutscenes. I never see people rewatch these. It's like, well, I'm rewatching it right now. Vel Isara from Coral doesn't understand what we're doing. She has no idea what's going on. That's what I was worried about, is like people get impatient. Like, why are we waiting for these people to watch cutscenes? They're wearing Dawn Trail gear. They shouldn't have to. It's like, what if someone just wants to know? What if someone just wants to experience the story again? Like, what if you actually want to know? But, you know, hey, whatever. Pray forgive my lateness. I was delayed by a congregation of Alamjal zealots. I swear, each seemed more evangelical than the last. Resistant lop? Phew. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time in extracting the captives, no less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for these two, it is fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Tiberius. Had I known the mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You've been given a veritable baptism of fire. Nah, ain't no big thing. But let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybound, shall we say? This way, sir. Yeah, but no, that's like one of the things I'm worried about, is that people are going to be like, why is this dude who's been all the way to the end of the game watching cutscenes? Because I want to, but people aren't going to get it. So that was the mighty Ifrit. I didn't remember this guy was in this part at all. I remember him from later stuff, but... And what a disappointment he was. The readers are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Ul'dan interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Olivia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. The meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by the adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but what a consideration for another time. That's a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do it as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. She's the sister of somebody later on in the game, I think, and I don't remember who at all. With eyelids like that. Beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. think what I'm gonna do, because I don't like inconveniencing people. That's just like a super like weird anal thing for me. I think I'm gonna put my bio at the top that I'm doing New Game Plus in the hopes that someone will actually notice and it will be of help to them. So, but that's just because I'm overly concerned by what people will think of me for some reason. There you are, Tiberius. Come, rest a while. You will have no better opportunity after witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, and Almjad will be less inclined to risk our wrath, for a time at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use, to you or to the abductees. There may be a whole body of, but the same cannot be said of their minds, for once a man is tempered, but it still suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst our misfortunes, there is still a reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hands no less. There is a deed of no ordinary individual, Tiberius. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I've long suspected that you may have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eyes for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond reckoning that she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to the mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the Waking Sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. Yeah, everyone seems to have like a pretty good idea that I'm absolutely the best thing since sliced bread, so... But yeah, we're gonna do the teleport thing again because it's just gonna be faster than trying to do any of this other stuff. When I feel like taking my time, then I'll use a Chocobo Porter to go out to Vesper Bay, but... For right now, this is just like way faster. I'll even skip boat cutscenes for this. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. I bet she is. My late arrival nearly cost Tiberius his life. I wasn't there when Almjad took him prisoner. Dude, I did not. I wasn't even close to getting my life taken. What you talking about? And I wasn't there when they served him to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle he survived, but that does not excuse the fact that he should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed him utterly, just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can't ill-blame yourself for every... Tiberius, it's so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put to paid our long investigation. As we suspected, the Almjad undertook both robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal, Ifrit. Nor is this time limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious to know how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume aether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more aether they require. Now, aether exists without creation. It flows through all life, and permeates the very air we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether, crystals. It is for this reason the incidents involving crystals can often be tracked back to a primal. which leads us with why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well and with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of Aether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is the coming together or etheric coalescence which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give. In order to give them more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process which you yourself are subjected. Yes, even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. Could it be when I met the giant crystal that told me to do stuff? Well, we don't need to talk about it, though. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. Ah, the immortal flames assure me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy at it for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Tiberius. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn of the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, Minfilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I'm sorry to report that they are to be put to death, the flames with whom you are imprisoned included. Needless to say, the information must not be made known to the public. Oof, that's rough. I didn't really remember them actually killing him off. I knew that there's a problem, they don't know what to do with the tempered, but I swear to you that we would not do this if were any other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends the strength to the primal, whom he cannot choose but worship. And we, Scions, continue our fight. There are no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Tiberius. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the loss of his people he suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Louisoix would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to get stronger. Dude's having his Dragon Ball Z moment. He's gotta get stronger. Okay, let's see what Minfilia wants. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to a esteemed post of envoy. Therefore, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Ida and Papalymo that the Scions would benefit from your aid, and no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing, and alas, fame does not come without a price, and you will soon discover. Oh, is this where all the grand companies all want me to, like, come hang out with them? I think this is it, yeah. We have guests, Tiberius. Or rather, you have guests. It is. Beg pardons. Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Lim Salaminsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Tiberius, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization could have Ifrit's bane on its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Tiberius' deeds spread so quickly, that the immortal flame should know that this triumph is to be expected. But what of the other grand companies? Eh. Your reputation precedes you, Master Fox. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. And imagine our pride when we learn that you began your journey as an adventurer in our own Gridania. Know that people hold you in high esteem and that you will always be welcome among us. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant men such as you. Join our strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Fox. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talent belongs to the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. I want to join Ishgard. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we would want you for the Maelstrom. Join our strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel Lim Salaminsa to the shores of glory. My guy looks dumbfounded. I am not dumbfounded. Lady Minfilia? Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently three such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa Laminsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a grand company means serving the nation in which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in order to other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which grand company best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day will not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so. And yet, I can see that it is no small choice you face. No, it ain't that hard for me. I've been in Gridania for life. I like trees. Ah, a thought occurs to me. You will of course recall that 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each grand company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? Man, I don't want to do that, but alright. A fine suggestion. You are wise as you are beautiful, milady. Very well. Let Tiberius hear our leader speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answers. I know full well that the adventurers are by nature a liberty-loving breed, and not the best suited for the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a grand company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed with great power, Tiberius, and with it you will be capable of doing untold good, yet know the great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There won't be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a grand company, however, you will be one man amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. I don't feel like any of this is true. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like, it just doesn't feel like it's really accurate. Of course, joining the organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will need you of it in days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would give you this link pearl with you at all times. I will allow you to stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Tiberius, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say that the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time that you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you of where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. I just feel like this is like, if they make this seem like this is, I don't recall a time in which grand companies were this big of a deal. I mean, you use them for PvP, and that's fine. Although eventually, because they were having trouble like actually filling teams, they eventually made it like you're just a freelancer and you can be on any team. But like I played when I was just repping the Twin Adder. So I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Tiberius. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the three services, and the Elder Seatsier Khan Isena will deliver her address at Mikato's amphitheater. I should mention that at this point, due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where the Flame General Rauban al-Din will be addressing the masses of the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there is a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way for the stateroom of Limsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Mirowib Blossom will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xanthel, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. You know what's really great? I just thought of something. We want to get there? Have I got just a thing? What is this? What is that? A Twin Adder Aetheryte ticket. What could that do? Why could that take me right to to Gridania with no effort? Let's go. So I did take the time to actually update my thing. So my card, instead of saying based and then I take the hat stays on, that'll have to wait for a while. Now it says that I'm recording and going through New Game Plus and watching cutscenes. So hopefully if anyone actually takes the time to look at it, they will know that, now they'll know that. Not saying that will assuage everyone's problems, but at least the more patient and understanding will hopefully appreciate it. Sorry, I just want to look at this for a second. I just want to say this year's thing where they're all wearing these like horse hats is like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'm sorry. I when I was going through the event a little while ago, I just laughed and laughed and laughed. I was happier when I got one of those bands I've got in my house, like the little like wall scrolls or whatever. But this is hilarious. Yeah, they make it seem like this is like a really big deal, and it's not a big deal. I mean, the
lost my son to the calamity.
Oh, dialogue.
The three Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood, fearful of the Green Wrath. They hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
It's Alphino and Alizé they want to talk over, but no, that's cool. I was thinking, I was like, man, I haven't seen them since the very beginning of the game, so, you know, technically.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hjur and Ellison. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
Gosh, Alphino's voice actor is a bit different, isn't he?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
I'm just gonna say, Connie Senna is my least favorite leader out of all the leaders. My favorite leader, hands down, is Amaric. Amaric is, like, my favorite one, hands down. And then, probably, honestly, the guy from, shoot, what is it? He's the guy you work with in Stormblood to, like, retake his kingdom of Doma, or whatever. I say he's my favorite, then I can't remember his name. It's just been so long since I've actually seen him. I have not seen that guy in literally, like, years, because I haven't had any reason to go there. Anyway, and then probably the guy from the Immortal Flames, and then probably then Merlwyb are probably my thing. But, like, this chick is, like, my least favorite. She just does nothing for me. She's just kind of like this prissy, proper, like, forest princess. I don't know. You know what would be interesting? If you've ever watched Bleach, there's a revelation later on. Spoilers for Bleach. If you don't want to know about Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War, spoilers. Don't watch any of that for a second. Like, ignore this for like 10 seconds. But the healing captain turns out to be like the original Kenpachi and like a super badass and like really powerful and strong. If she was secretly like really strong, that would be interesting, instead of this like prim, proper princess type thing with horns and weird stuff. Like, it doesn't really do anything for me. Like, I like Gridania the best, but she's, ironically, my least favorite leader of all of them.
"5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano.
Also, another note, she has the horns and like the shell thing. Until I put the two and two together, it took me way too long to realize that she is like her siblings, where they have like the horns and they're like part like forest people or whatever. I just thought that was like a crown thing until I realized that's just like part of her head.
It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice.
You know who she sounds like? If you've ever played Mass Effect, she sounds like Avina, like the Asari like hologram that talks to you. She reminds me of that. Like, she wants to tell me all about the Citadel.
Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable.
I could be crazy. I think it's just raining randomly, but it makes this far more somber, like almost like, you know, in anime, the trope where anytime anything bad happens, it's got to start raining suddenly to really capitalize on how sad things are.
So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
Oh man, Alice sounds really weird. I'm so used to, like, Alice has a lot of lines. I'm not saying Alphino doesn't, but Alice especially does, and she has a very particular voice actress, and so it's just very strange to hear her talk like that.
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united.
I'm be real. I'm not saying the Garleans aren't dangerous to these people, but with just seeing what Ifrit could do, where he washed over and just mind-numbed a bunch of people where they have to euthanize them, I feel like that's a bigger threat, honestly. That random beast tribes are just summoning their fake gods to just mind control people. It's like Yuri's Revenge out here.
Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity, we must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
Won't someone please think of the children?
The elementals!
This is going on way longer than it needs to. Like, for something that has literally no impact on the story, to my recollection, at all, it is going on way too long. And this is the first of 3. Good grief. And that guy's boots are way too big for what his feet are. Like, whoever put him in those boots should be ashamed.
If you'll permit me, Alphino.
God, she sounds so snobby.
And my sister, Alize, at your service.
Am I crazy, or are they smaller than they normally are, even? Like, they're normally small, but they're even smaller? Maybe it's just, like, the perspective.
I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Dude, whoever did the voice direction on this, I'm not even trying to talk trash about the voice actor, because I don't know what they told him to do. If this was something he came up on his own, then, I mean, that's a choice, I guess. He just sounds like a snob, like, really hard. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have contend with 2 beast tribes. The Ixal are the Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of naturally warlike disposition, and wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature. Being mischievous rather than malevolent, they have long been friendly in terms of Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, and a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love of war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they have yet bound by peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it's broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will it take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Exal continued their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to an all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Well, perhaps we will find out if the Elder Seedseer's words fell on fertile ground. And LSA says nothing. Don't worry, she'll make up for it later on in other expansions. She'll say plenty. To be fair, I never disliked LSA. Some people find her like naggy. She's fine. But she also tends to show that she cares. So that's a plus in my opinion. But, you know, I can see how that could be annoying to some people. I'm on a boat. Oh man, I can't wait to come in here and navigate my way through all this, and then after all that, have to listen to a 10-minute speech by people about things that, to my knowledge, have literally almost no impact on the entire game. I just don't understand. Like, this doesn't have some huge implications that I recall. Like, maybe I'm crazy. I just don't remember that. The last one, they have like a whole thing in this like the big theater area. These people are like, we're gonna have it in the hallway of this like big ring area. They don't have like a proper meeting area. They just like hang out.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimo herself!
And Roban
She's
as well.
shaped like a garlic clove.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Brauban!
They're so
Where
amped up.
since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
This is yet another voice actor where I'm like, this was a choice. Someone here made this choice.
There, at the Flame General's
They're stalking
back lies
me.
the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
That line delivery, man.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return.
Alize looks like she has depression, like seasonal depression. She's like staring at the floor. Or that, or she's in like in a 90s band. Like she's got to look off, like sad.
Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled.
You know, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it changes because of the way things go later, but like Raoban, his entire demeanor is completely different. He's like a kind of a bit more stoic later on. He's acting very grandiose, which I don't, like I said, it could change because there's the whole dynamic of what happens at the end of A Realm Reborn, which is the events that push you into having to go to Ishgard in the first place. And the whole thing with the Sultanate, but like he's so like grandiose, like oh, it's very strange to me because I've having gone through Stormblood, he's not. This character is very different to me.
Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act.
You know, she's the leader. She could say something, but you know, I already listened to some of their broad talk for like 10, 12 minutes, so I suppose we can just let dude have his grandiose talk.
Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you.
I'm just saying, she seems like she wants to say something, but she's not saying anything. She's just letting him carry on with his like grandiose talking.
Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people.
Yeah, for Uldar!
Together we are one.
Oh, there she goes. Hey, you said something. Good job, sport.
Your grace.
Raoban?
Oh, she didn't. Now she's talking. I thought the other one that said something, said like, you know, for Uldar or whatever, was it. But no, the super high-pitched one is the one. Okay. Needs a falconer's glove.
People of Uldar, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people.
Man, this entire episode's gonna be like,
Beloved
I don't know,
subjects,
50%
I bid you
cutscenes
raise aloft the torch of
with
Uldar,
just this dialogue.
that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and
What was
fortune,
that?
stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
I'm trying so hard not to laugh, dude. I wouldn't complain about like this cutscene. Like, it's fine, but at the same time, like I said, the thing that bothers me about it is,
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
what is that background dialogue? Who brought those people in? Are they on drugs? No, all I'm saying is, like, it doesn't have any bearing on the story. It just tells you, like, I guess it's supposed to, like, help you know what kind of people they are, I guess, maybe? But I don't know, maybe I'm just not getting that out of that. It just seems like it's it's so over the top, I'm almost more distracted than pulling in what I need. The Uldans have long history of conflict with the Almja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by the look of your distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy away from confrontation. It aught threatens their precious prosperity. They will seek to crush it. So they have dealt with Ifrit thus far, smoldering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy with how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultan's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, the resources will be ever finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has since been observed that the Almja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Ul'dah send their forces to smite the Primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder then that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be the most welcome addition to their ranks. Like, they all have primals, they're all trying to do stuff to them. I just don't see how this is, like, the thing, right? Alright, we're going to teleport straight to... We've spent so much time on that, we're going to teleport straight to Limsa Lominsa. But no, it's just like, they all have problems. You know, one problem or the other. All relating to the beast tribes causing problems. Summoning primals. When they summon the primals, like, kill people and also mind control them. So, like, oh man, they could really use me. They could all really use me, frankly, and I will be going through and beating down all of them, but that's beside the point. Like, you're not... Wait, is her speech just going to be, like, in her office? Alright, here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick, the Admiral is due to give her address at any moment. I will address these 7 people.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
I got jackboots. She exudes all her authority through her jackboots.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Okay.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The Crimson Field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the Black Longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano.
You know, it'd be cool if you could go to Cardinal. Maybe you can. I don't know of any way to do that, or maybe I just missed it when I did. But it'd be interesting to go there and like just see the wrecks and stuff. But maybe you can't. I don't know.
The world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa.
I was almost thinking it might have been one of those shatter maps from PvP, but I don't think that's it either.
I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
I gotta say, if we're talking about choices with voice acting, her voice acting doesn't bother me so much as whoever designed her haircut. That hairstyle is also, as they say, definitely a choice.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano.
Call me crazy. I feel like her speech is the best one out of all 3. Like, she's more moving.
The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull.
Like, I just don't care for Limsa. So, like I said, I like the forest and all that stuff. That's my main thing. But, like, if we're judging based purely on speeches, I think Mirlib's speech is the best one by hands down. It's, you know, it's soft when it needs to be, it's hard when it needs to be, and it makes it, you know, it's just a good speech, I think, in general, as far as things go. I mean, for, you know, Final Fantasy XIV speeches.
And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes.
Look at that girl in the middle there on the right who's like a rogue. At least I think she's a rogue. She has that super confused look on her face. Just like maybe she smelled something she didn't like or something. It's just kind of funny to me.
How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass? I'll follow ye to the 7 hells, Admiral!
Yeah, I'd say that hers is the best, then Connie Senna, even though I don't like her that much, and then like Ulda. Ulda's speech was just like blowhard, just like
Fancy
didn't do anything for
meeting
me.
you again.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to see you here. Couldn't imagine how this possibly could have happened. As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa is plagued by 2 beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are kobolds who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Liminsen's backyard. and that to say naught of the internal strife, as a nation of pirates there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Laminsons are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect they will very soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched in a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. And there goes Eorzea walking away again before anything. Just like, bye. Need to give her, like, some different pants or something? I don't know. Tiberius, this has been Philia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service is now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence! Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though that we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Alright, we'll get over there. But the good news is we're already in Limsa Minsa, so we can just use the boat and get right there. In fact, part of me thinks that the whole reason that they do it this way is so that you can do that. So you can just do like a big circle kind of thing, I think, maybe. People always be out here advertising gambling. Don't gamble, kids. Stay in school. Welcome back, Tiberius. Were the Grand Company's leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Oh, so very much. Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. With it word that there were more of you, Tiberius. But you must be tired of your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect upon your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company's offers your answer. Alright, assuming they make me pick a Grand Company again, I'm just gonna pick this, them, and then we'll probably call it there.
The gods only know
more dialogue.
What Grand Company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies.
I gotta be honest, if you had to listen to these two, she sounds like a nag and he sounds like I don't know, just like a puffed up, like just kind of like, like snob. Could you imagine having to sit down and talk to these people when they talk to you like this for any amount of time at all? I know I'm just clowning on ARR voices, but it's just funny.
Observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come
Who are
into
those
it.
dudes?
We
Do I just not
share
remember
the
that?
burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
I know the whole thing of the Crystal Braves arc definitely humbles Elfino, but he is so pretentious in this take on him. Like, just absolutely insufferable. I know people don't like him because they think he like just like tries to browbeat them sometimes, but honestly, like I can't even begin to explain. Ah, I take it the Elder Seats here words have touched your heart. Have you resolved to entwine your destiny to that of the Twin Adder? Yes, but not because of her. You have chosen wisely, my friend. The Elder Seeds here will be overjoyed. Without further ado, let us speak of practical matters. In order to complete the enrollment procedure, you must report to the Adder's Nest. I dare say you know it well from the wanderings of New Gridania. Give your name to the personnel officer there, and he will guide you through the formalities. I have no doubt that your deeds will bring you great honor to our order. When next we meet in Gridania, I shall be proud to call you brother. If little he knew, I'm actually like a captain already or whatever. So yeah, we'll get to the Adder's Nest and then we'll call it. All right, that was a lot of a Realm Reborn dialogue, boy. I tell you what. Forgive my clowning. I just some of the stuff they were saying and the way they were saying those line deliveries were something else, man. It's been so long since I've heard them, like genuinely, that people talk about. You know, like some of those things everyone talks about, but no one remembers really, or at least I don't. Like I said early on, I have brain Swiss cheese. I don't remember the dialogue, but having reheard it, I was like, wow, did I just not notice this, or did I just like memory hole it? It's crazy. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I thank you for watching, and thank you for coming along. And we'll continue the campaign. We got a lot of done. Hopefully, it'll kind of kick off. Get the pace going a little bit now that we got like the long dialogue over. But somehow I doubt that's the case. But we'll keep ever pressing forward. Thank you, and until next time.